They live to say, I watch you close the door in my mind, as I sit here by myself.
Hi, my name is Katie Smith, and I work here at Splice, and I host the Songwriting Club on the Splice blog. One of the reasons that I did that is I wanted to show songwriters that Splice is a very valuable tool for them to work with. I think sometimes Splice seems like a very producer-heavy place, but it's really for so many people who make music, however they do that. So the Songwriting Club on the Splice blog is basically a place where bi-weekly, generally, I will send out a prompt. When you go to write a song, sometimes it's hard to even know where to start, you know? Like if you just want to sit down and write something, but you're not inspired by something that you saw or read or something that happened in your life, like you're just starting from scratch. I think that can be really challenging. So I wanted to send out prompts that would just say, write a song with this chord progression, or write a song using a continuous loop, or for this instance, for the song that I'm gonna share today, the prompt was to write a song in octaves. I think that having a little bit of a guideline helps really like almost expand your creativity because you have a place to start. I think that's really helpful in songwriting. And I also wanted to show that Splice is an amazing place to get started. So for this prompt, it was to write a song that featured octaves somewhere. I love singing in octaves. I love when I hear songs where people are singing in octaves. I think it's really cool. It has like kind of a haunting vibe to it. So what I always do when I start a song is I dig into Splice and look for loops. I'm always like listening around in Splice when new packs come out. I always just click on the loop filter and see what they got. So for this song, I was on this Ghostly Rhythms pack, which is super dope. Shout out to Ghostly Rhythms. And I liked this. So I noticed that they had another loop in the same key. Thought that was really cool too. The BPM was off by 10, but pretty easy fix to do in Logic. Next, I generally look for like a drum loop that is gonna work and sound cool. I found this guy. Very cool, I think. Found some other stuff we can run through. I always think it's nice to layer loops, so it gives it a little bit more depth and, you know, so you're not just like totally just taking a loop without messing with it at all. That one had like a lot of low end sounds. It's nice to fill that out with something that's a little brighter on top. Got this really cool cello one shot. Then I get to Logic and I drag all these samples in, and then it's just like arranging at that point and seeing if all of the things that you thought would sound good together do. I certainly had a lot of other sounds that I had pulled in that didn't work, and I decided to delete them. See ya. So I start with the first loop that I really liked that I decided would be a good verse loop. Great. So I really wanted to see if that cool like drum sound was gonna sound good with it, so add it together. That already sounds dope to me, that 2 loops. I added in the higher end percussion that I also thought would like balance it out a little bit. It worked, great, go me. Let's add in the Tiger Darrow cello that, like I like having little one-shots like that, like the cello, because it will help with transitions. And so like, you know, since I'm not playing these instruments on my own, and I don't have like extensive knowledge in manipulating them in the DAW, it's nice to have a one shot to like fill in the gaps as we transition into the beginning of the song, into the verse, in between like verse and chorus, etc. So I added that and I thought it was nice. That's great, so then it doesn't just start, then the chorus. So I layered two things on top of each other. The keys that I had initially really liked from the Ghostly pack are very pretty, but they didn't sound incredibly full. Cool, but not enough for like a chorus. So these pads that I found from a different pack worked really nicely. So I decided to keep the same drums going throughout the whole song, the main one that I really liked, because again, I really liked them. But I used a different drum on top just to change the texture a little bit. That was like more high end and added a different guy in, so that's what this will sound like. It's kind of got that like lo-fi crackly vibe. That's pretty cool. And then I also found a bass loop that worked really well, which again, if you're having kind of a light verse, which I did, it's always nice in the chorus to bring in some like low end bass, so it's something different. To get like a little bit of an intro going, I just pulled the loop in from the chorus and threw it at the beginning of the track. Kind of brings you in without the drums and stuff. So here it's super nice. Again, this isn't the setup for like the professional recording that you're going to get mixed and mastered and put out there into the world, but for the writing purposes and demo purposes, right here, this is as easy as it can be. Now we are going to record vocals. So as I said at the top, this challenge was to put your melody in octaves. Again, I think it's really cool. It sounds neat. This particular situation, it had like kind of a haunting vibe. So very important that you pick a key that you can sing octaves in. That was the first struggle for me when I was determining the melody, like where I can sing in that register. Let me get that. Okay, so.
There's nothing left to say. I watch you close the door in my mind, as I sit here by myself in my mind. I'm talking so much more.
Okay, done. And I'm not going to mute this while I play because I want to try to match them up pretty well, like when you're doubling vocals, which you should always double your vocals.
There's nothing left to say. I'll watch you close the door as I sit here by myself. I'm talking so much more.
So I normally record those like 5 times each. Pick which one I like the best. I try not to chop too much, but you can see that I do chop, obviously. I can't lie to you because you're looking at my files. But it is nice to try to chop as little as possible because each time you're recording, you have the same like breath and intonation and all that kind of stuff. So one thing that I also like to do is the lower register doesn't come out quite as much, so I will double that and then I'll pan the vocals to the left and the right, or I'll pan each take to the left and the right so it kind of sounds cool. So that sounds like this.
There's nothing left to say. I watch you close the door in my mind. sit here by myself, in my mind, I'm talking so much more.
Okay, so verse, cool. So I just doubled them, pan them a little bit, and off we go. This is the chorus.
When it's done for one, it's done for all. When the pen is full and the pieces fall, doesn't matter how you feel, 'cause it's not your call. When it's done for one, it's done for all. There's not.
That's it. So I put a whole track together, coming from a singer-songwriter mentality, with all these great instruments and loops and, talent of these amazing sample makers. If you liked it, you can check out the Songwriting Club post here, and definitely follow along with the Songwriting Club on the Splice blog. If you like this video, please subscribe to Splice's YouTube page. All right, so I'll see everyone next time.
When it's done for one,